have to have some changes.
Hello, my name is Herton Watko, and we're back. Just because we took a break does not mean we've actually taken that break, because we've been discussing this actually 30, 40 minutes before even the show came on. Because the issues are very perplexing to the point that what is right, what is wrong. I have been to a point of being farcical, saying that let's kill everybody. Maybe that's a solution, but maybe it's not. Human law, I'm a Catholic, yeah, I know, let's not kill people, but somehow we gotta stop it, and death sometimes is the only thing that is really final, infinite, so to speak. So how do you stop a problem? Now, we have identified the problem, we've talked about it, we've given the different points of views on this part of the show. Maybe we can promote solutions. After all, we do have professionals in front of us. I just eliminate myself from talking because it's obviously a little too bombastic, gargantuan in its approach, which is incorrect or whatever. We have Dr. Tess and Attorney Vidal. What do we do? What do you propose we should do with this law, which has been ineffective, so to speak, because the deaths continue to pile
And
up?
they're ignoring the law.
They're
They're not
ignoring the law.
afraid of the law.
So the
Because
law is
probably
correct.
it has some teeth, but the enforcement is not.
So it's like
available.
EDSA. We have all the laws on EDSA, but the traffic continues. So
Of
it's an
course.
EDSA problem.
More than EDSA problem, Larry.
Pero marami
Ari?
na namamatay sa EDSA, you really can't say one is different from the other because the other one is a cause of death as well. If not
Lahat
over
of-
couple of years because of the smoke annihilation, mamamatay ka rin dun. But going
The
back to the
same.
topic at hand, ano magandang gawin? Improve the law? The people who created it, magaling ba yun? Tama na ba yun? Because tuloy-tuloy. So the problem is implementation of the law. So sara
Yes.
natin UST.
Wag naman. Don't generalize. There are
Diba?
good
So,
points from that
how
school
do we
too.
implement that law?
Well, add more teeth, as some have said. Maybe the approach should be different. I heard of one possible approach would be the theory of res ipsa loquitur, wherein, like among doctors, if you leave a gauze inside your abdomen or as instrument, you are presumed to have been negligent unless you prove otherwise that you were not. So you can, for example, if there has been physical injuries or even death, then those who are really liable, directly liable for that, should also be presumed negligent in their duties. And very strikingly, ang nakakalimutan dito, you're negligent. No, you have now to prove that you were not.
You were not
So
guilty.
it's like in self-defense. Now the problem now shifts to you, that you should prove that you were not guilty of negligence when that thing happened. And there should be mandatory jail time for those who are presumed to be negligent unless they prove otherwise. So ang nangyayari, the pace of the trial and everything else is very slow because they want to delay it for
Of
so
course,
many
delay,
years.
delay,
But
delay.
if somebody is in prison, then I think the wheels of justice will go faster because yung mayon, they don't want to stay in jail. And who are the key persons? Actually, they forget about first what they call the Grand Master, the head of the fraternity or the sorority. And they forget the one assigned for sa initiation mismo. They're not
Initiation
even
master.
mentioned as of the moment.
The
Yet
initiation
these
master.
people, nothing will occur without the knowledge of these two key persons.
Kailangan ba, to begin with, kailangan ba mamalo ng brother,
Yun na
sister?
nga, yun na nga,
Hindi.
or
I
future
don't think
brother or
it's
sister.
good
But why?
practice.
During your time,
So,
hinays ba kayo?
No, there's no hazing sa sorority namin. Mental calisthenics
as far as I
only.
know, no. I've been head of an initiation rites before, and we don't do that. Physical.
Fraternities
Although some
only.
do. Some
Mga
do.
lalaki lang.
Mga lalaki lang
Yeah,
because
some
more
sororities
violent
do.
eh.
Some
Because
sororities.
it's a vicious cycle, Kung member ka ng fraternity,
At pinalo ka.
pinalo ka, gusto
Mamalo
mo
ka rin.
makapalo ka sa susunod. So it's a vicious
is not-
cycle. I think they should stop doing it.
And
So
what do they get out of it? No?
Uh,
Unless
Well-
you
They get
are
satisfaction.
inherently sadistic
Well,
or mas.
This
di
is
ba?
how you initiate them to become monsters.
Yeah.
Be a monster like me. Papaluin ka namin until you turn to be a monster.
Maghigante ka rin.
Monster
Ako,
na.
that
Di
shouldn't
ba, you're
be.
No, but how do you take out the concept of influence peddling? For example, kayo nga, you're in the
Practitioner,
sorority. You walk into a courtroom. Yung judge, ka-sister mo. Di ba immediately may influence peddling ka na doon? May bias na sa iyo. Si sister yan eh. Not for anything.
not necessarily,
But
but,
is it
you know,
limited to
ang
that?
fraternity they are more closer because of the hazing that they underwent together.
Oo. So,
But sa sisterhood, because we did not undergo hazing, parang
you will stand to what is right.
yeah, it's
Iba pa rin
it's
yan.
it's not that it's not that close relationship.
You mean to say the purpose why it should be not totally banned is because there's improvement of brotherhood just because they
No,
inflicted
it can be
physical
totally
injuries?
banned,
No.
Doctor. It can be totally banned. However, we have a pending law now that is operational. I think we have to do what we have to do is follow the law. However, the law is not that. I think there should
Effective.
be that
It's not
not
that
effective,
effective.
considering that the minimum amount is that the minimum prison term was below
Too
6
lenient.
6
too
years.
lenient.
Probational,
I
you can
think
apply
all
for
should be
probation.
all should be
20 years.
20 years and above.
So, tapangan lang yung penalty.
Tapangan na lang yung penalty, so they yung matakot yung mga
Ako,
gagawa.
I think they will not be afraid of that because they can find ways to try to circumvent the law. And you know, it takes so many years. Marami nang mamamatay in between.
So let us
uh,
outlaw it.
yeah, hazing per se should really be banned.
Hazing can be
Yeah,
banned.
Yes, it can
Totally.
be banned. Yes. That's
So
a law
that's
yan.
what,
Nasa batas
that's what the
yan.
Senate should do now. That's
think.
what in aid of legislation they should have
Yeah.
been talking about. Do you
Yeah.
think the Senate know what they're talking about? Or are they also part of the brotherhood and twinkle
Some
at
of
each
them.
other and and look at Sereno and look at the other Chief Justices? Di ba? I mean,
no.
kasama tayo, Brad, di ba? I mean, di ba parang gano'n, Brad, di ba? I mean, influence peddling yan eh.
Half of
In
the
a way, but-
congressmen are members of fraternities.
Well,
Oo.
there you go. We should
Yes.
no, you know what? The talk of revolutionary government is coming more into play. There you go. You just gave another idea to the president. They're all brotherhood into murder. Diba? They're all murderers. In other words, Brad, diba? Look the other way.
But influence peddling doesn't concentrate only on hazing or fraternity sororities. Even in other aspects of life, this has been going on and it's being used by other people in other ways. It's not only in fraternities and sororities.
But so in aid of legislation, the senators should be just more tough. One, bring up penalties. Two,
Yes.
outlaw hazing totally.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that
And
should be
we should
done.
not outlaw brotherhoods, sisterhoods.
Yeah,
No,
because
we have
it's
the right to
freedom
form
of communication,
associations.
Yeah,
To form
and
associations.
Correct.
It's the constitutional right of everyone to join.
Yan ang problema eh.
Ba-
Democracy. Freedom.
Human
oh my
rights.
gosh, are we
Human
ready for
rights.
freedom? Human rights, are we ready for it? I mean, we don't follow it. The implementation of the law is weird. It's weak. Prevail. Those who have money and the rich will prevail over the poor. Always. Di ba? Let the oligarchs be our gods, not the church. Money is the ideal.
Well, you said it. You said it.
Yeah, but that's what we have been reduced to. How sad that it is the truth. But just because it is the truth, need not it prevail.
Prevail.
It should not prevail, which is why we are a men of laws, a society of laws. But if the laws are weak, it's totally useless. Drugs, for example, should be eliminated. So, pag nahuli ka, dapat limseng, papatayin ka namin sa gitna ng luneta. Pag mahuli ka nag-hazing, papatayin ka namin sa gitna ng luneta.
That's
Dapat
right.
ganun.
That's
Let's build
right.
more Jose Rizals.
No,
These are the murderers of this country.
No, killing, that's already too extensive and too strong a word. But
So put more money in
imprison
our
them,
jails.
even for a few days or weeks or months until the trial is over. I think that will do
But the
trick.
trials here take easily 20 years.
Precisely. That's why they will
That's
fear and
right.
they will be prevented or
So you
discouraged
mean-
to be involved in
So it's
hazing.
good that matagal ang kaso para mabulok siya sa preso.
Unbailable offense.
And
Oh, make it unbailable too. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you like where this case is going right now? Because you've got a law dean whose name has been dragged into the
Yeah.
mud.
It's so bad. It's so
mukhang
bad.
sabay-sabay, sunod-sunod. But maybe he is guilty. Because if he can do one crime, he can do another, and he can easily do a third crime. Kasi sanay na sa crime eh. A life of
Oh,
crime. I mean,
Oh, my.
You're
nilalagyan niya
presuming
si
he's guilty right
commissioner.
away.
Nilalagyan niya. Nag-aabogado siya para sa this
Smart.
weird Smartmatic. The only group, tayo lang niloloko ng Smartmatic sa buong mundo, pero for some reason, pinapayagan natin, di ba? Tayo lang ang loko eh. Kasi buong mundo, inaalisan na yan. Nobody
That's right.
uses Smartmatic.
Oh,
Tayo lang ang
anymore.
loko. And you know what? They're still trying to come back. Diba? They're still trying to come up for the next election in 2019.
And that's where we should learn from this, from our experiences. But
So
there's
dali na
always
natin
that
sa
law
Luneta
that says-
Smartmatic, isabay na natin.
But there's a presumption of innocence on the part of a person unless proven otherwise. So maybe we can shorten the trial period if ever.
Baka
In
they're all
relation to-
hoodwinking each other. That's why they never get caught.
There is a continuous trial now.
Yeah.
There's a continuous trial
is-
now implemented by the Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
only September, I understand.
Yes,
Tuloy-tuloy.
I think we will have
But
a
you have
good
to wait
chance.
to stay in queue. The continuous trial may work, but because of the backlog of the case, it might take you 4 years before you can jump the queue. It's a continuous trial. I mean, that's the problem, di ba?
That's
the
It's
problem.
not just the judges delaying. But really, the problem, miski matapos na yung kaso, yung resolution, pag di mo bigyan ng husgado, the judge, 60 days or 90 days.
Yeah, there
You know, it
is
can take 10 years before gawan niya ng resolution yan or judgment.
there is now in the continuous trial procedure.
Dapat may time
There's a
frame
the
na
time
rin.
frame to
Kailangan
finish
na.
the case.
And the judge can be penalized
the-
also.
But the pro-
I'll
Yeah.
see
that's
the day
right.
when that happens.
Well, yeah.
But the problem is we are very litigious. You
Oh,
know,
right.
every people wants to file a case left and right. Simple
walang
thing.
arbitration, walang mediation dito,
simple
wala
thing.
nangyayari.
They
Meron,
go to
meron,
court.
pero
That's why we have a
hindi
lot
na.
of cases pending.
But that's also the fault of the Supreme Court. It accepts every case that goes up. Dapat
That's
yan,
right.
no, di ba?
Yeah.
The fault
Finality
of
na
our
yan sa Court of
laws.
Appeals. Wala
Yes,
na yan.
in other countries, yes.
Yeah, dapat
Only
wala na, hindi
constitutional
pwede.
issues.
Constitutional lang yung laakad.
Oo.
Yung iba hindi pwede,
The,
final
the
na yan.
rest final na.
Dapat
from the Court
after
of
all,
Appeals.
tatlong judge ang babayaran mo pag sa Court of Appeals ka, di ba? Since tatlo, hindi isa sa instance, regional, isang babayaran mo. Okay. Pag umakyat ka sa Court of Appeals, wala kang pera, matatalo ka, tatlong judge babayaran mo eh.
Go.
Di ba? Mas mahirap
I don't know about it.
No comment either.
No, but the problem is not just the legal profession, it's the frustration of the wheels of justice that hardly
That they
move.
move.
That's been the situation too. The laws we have created, well, they're not necessarily bad as you have already identified and
Yeah.
promoted. It's the implementation of the law.
Law.
That's
the
number
traffic
one, I
is
think.
really the problem. Alam mo, dito we have all these laws. We even have what you call the yellow box on the
Ah,
road.
Yeah,
for the
that's right. But
motorcycles.
nobody is
Pag may
following
yellow
it.
box yan, pag nahuli ka more than 30 seconds dyan, may ticket ka.
That's
Pag
right.
nilang yung yellow box na sa intersection, there is no way mababara. But the problem is, no one understands the yellow lines.
Yes,
So kulang
right.
ng education again. We go
Again,
back.
oo.
So let's close all the schools since they've failed as well. Parang ganun eh.
Hindi, sa batas yun. That's the problem. That's the work or duty of the government, actually, to inform the citizenry of the existence of those rules, those new ones.
So ang problema is it's a
Problema.
convolution of everything and everything
Yes,
that's
yeah.
not working,
Everybody
not being
should work
implemented.
as a team.
Nobody
Really.
works a team. And everybody
Everybody should work.
kunwari, don't understand it and look the other way. Pag nakabara ka sa kalit, tingin ka sa kabila. The guy to your right is honking his horn, but just keep looking to the left.
That
Because-
is what
They don't want to
happening.
get
diba?
involved.
Pag tinanong ka bakit? Masakit ang leeg ko, hindi ako makatingin dun eh.
That
Di ba?
is
Parang
what
ganun,
happening.
But isn't that the same thing in the law? And as far as the dean's concerned, I didn't know may hazing dyan. Pero sa
Yeah.
UST, nasaan yung foundation? Right in front of the school. Namamatay na yung mama, halos patay na. Hindi dinala sa
Dinala sa-
UST hospital, dinala
That's
sa
right.
Chinese General, which is another 25-30 minutes away.
That's-
I happen to know the logistics, di ba? Sabi ko, you're right,
But,
there's
yeah.
something very wrong in the situation. It's murder.
Yeah, in a way.
It's
yeah.
murder.
Really, that's why hazing should really be banned because we are very few, like us in medicine, appreciate what physical injuries can do to a person. It can really kill. You know, sometimes you have just contusions, mga black, blue like that, not knowing that the ill effect of that is that it can terminate certain organs. It can,
That's
you
what
know,
happened to this boy actually.
Yeah, and then your
Hindi naman
kidney
siya mauled to death.
malfunctions.
Parang na heart attack sa takot, sa kaba, parang gano'n. No?
No, and then the blood that you see physically, akala mo
stop
ganun
the
lang
flow.
yon. It will stop the flow to important organs like the kidneys, the heart.
Kaya
And
namatay
then,
tuloy yung mama.
eventually, mamamatay.
And to your expectation, should the law be implemented properly, who should go to jail? The dean, the master of the initiation master, whoever is in charge of that grouping at the time.
And the one present.
Everybody present,
Present.
even the janitor
Then-
who's inside that room.
then
The
no.
owner of the house that allowed that place to become that. The organization, meaning the corporation, the
Foundation
foundation of which
that
it was registered
registered.
under, of which the same dean
Officers.
and the officers of that corporation.
Hindi
Yeah.
naman.
Or-
Our
organization.
present law says there must be actual knowledge. In other words, if you were, except those who were probably not there, but they took part in the planning of the
Lusot na si Dean kasi
organization.
hindi niya daw alam eh. Either that or he's lying.
Well, if he doesn't
Sinabi
know,
niya, he
no
doesn't know
actual
anything about
knowledge,
it.
then
Wala
he
daw
cannot
siya
be
actual
liable.
knowledge, sinabi ni
Yes.
Dean. Pero nahuli siya in
But-
some other
but
issue.
there's one-
Kawawa naman.
No, but-
Nakalusot sa isa, huli na naman sa kabila.
Ang nakakalimutan nila that there's a requirement for the schools should send two representatives and they should inform the school beforehand that there is an initiation
Yeah, if
going
there-
to
He
take
mentioned
place.
that. He mentioned that. That
Pin-
they should
nagpaalam
inform.
naman siya.
No, they did not.
yeah.
There was
That's-
no
So how would he know?
authorization.
How would he know?
Yeah, because you need a written letter of authorization to
Yeah,
be able
he
to
will
hold
ask the
some
school.
kind.
And must send at least two school representatives.
Representatives.
So, lusot na si Dean.
Lusot na siya
Nahuli
doon.
lang natin siya sa lagay niya kay Bautista. Eh, wala na si Bautista, nag-resign na rin, ano?
Wow. Quiet
Okay.
kami, hindi wala kaming alam doon.
No, but one just saying. It's sad that we are confronted with one crisis after another. This is not necessarily drugs, it's not necessarily corruption, but seemingly a breakdown of laws of man, wherein the same ridiculous end, which is murder or death, is coming to play. This is not part of our society, and this is something we don't want, obviously.
Obviously.
Your profession, being the legal, being in the medical, or both of you being at both, you are protecting people, if not medicating them to keep them alive. Because after all, this is your oath. And here we are on the other side, the civilian side, the private side, making an effort to kill these people. Like I said, maybe the killing of drugs and the drug, maybe it's not all that bad. Mabuti na nga, barilin na lang, patay na para wala nang doktor gagawa, wala nang kaso, wala. I'm being farcical again. Ladies, we're at the end of the program. What message would you like to give to our viewers if, for example, the legislators are listening right now, watching you, looking at you intently, and they have to solve this because they are not necessarily all lawyers that sit in the Senate, which is good because sometimes the legality of things maybe could confuse the legislation, so to speak. And if they're listening, what message would you like them to do or to give or provide to guide them towards improving this specific law? Let's start with you, Dr. Atas.
There's a law regarding piracy, for example, of films, and there is mandatory jail time for that. Just pirating a film. What about this when a life is lost? It is a senseless death, and really we should improve our laws further in order to put more teeth to our laws. And I think the mandatory jail time is the answer to that.
So 20 years minimum.
Yeah, easily.
years minimum.
Yes. So maybe the theory of presuming negligence first, so that bibilis yan, because they themselves will probably provide the evidence that we need very much.
Attorney Vidal, what would be your message to our legislators?
Actually, we have a good law. However, I think to the extreme, we can outlaw or ban hazing altogether, especially when there is a physical contact. Physical contact hazing, because the definition of hazing under the new law includes physical contact. I think they have to define hazing and remove any physical contact in hazing in any initiation rites for the fraternities or sororities.
Thank you very much, ladies. They say in television you have to be bigger in life. They say being a movie star you have to be bigger in life. They say when you're the president of the country, or any country for that matter, you have to be bigger in life. So I'll give you something that's bigger in life. Let's just kill them all. But hang on, wait. Could that be a solution? China did it for the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Now their population growth is down to 2.7 over 6.5. Singapore did it. Let's see. These are the rising economies and they're doing it. Let's see. The Middle East is doing a good job at eliminating their citizens. Not bad. How far can we go? Is this a solution to kill mankind? Let's forget Catholicism. Let's forget religion. But what is man without religion, without faith? What is man without laws? So we just have to bear each other no matter if the person next to you stinks or if he's bad, he's wrong, or whatever. What are the solutions? My gosh, if only I knew the meaning of life. Then again, this is becoming like a Monty Python show. It's not. It's called Talk to Harry. So, ladies and gentlemen, I leave it up to you. You be the judge. You heard some very good points right here. Maybe you should tell your congressman. Wait, hang on. They don't know how to read. Tell your senators. Wait. You're not big enough to talk to the senators. These are VIPs. No, just stay away. Hide in your house. Don't go out. Lock your door. Turn on the lights outside. And anybody that comes close to you, shoot an arrow and just say, in self-defense. Hindi, mali rin yun, di ba? I have no answers. Sorry. Good night.
Galing.